As I sat watching Royal Caribbean's new ship, Icon of the Seas, steam into her new home port of Miami yesterday, I started looking closely and thinking about the future of this ship, and one of the things I looked at was how many lifeboats were on board. And I only counted 17 on Icon of the Seas. I pulled out a napkin to do some simple math, and it led me to an uncomfortable conclusion. 17 lifeboats, 450 people per lifeboat. That's 7,650 people that Royal Caribbean can save in the event of an incident. Despite the fact that Icon of the Seas' rated capacity is 9,950 souls. Just where is Royal Caribbean going to cram 2,300 more people? You aren't going to believe the answer. Hey, welcome to the Midships channel. It's your Captain Corey. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel today. Wait for it. Let's get things kicked off with a question of the day. Question: are you hoping to sail on Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas? Do you have a booking for this, or are you like me, where you might have had a booking but then decided it's just not financially worth that for a Royal Caribbean cruise, no matter what ship? If you haven't already noticed, we're talking Icon of the Seas in today's entire episode. A ship that majestically arrived just yesterday into the port of Miami underneath the ever-changing hues of indigo skies, a cool mist on the water, Icon flanked by tugboats, and harbor pilots slipping authoritatively through the channel. Without a doubt, it was a stirring spectacle watching this ship sail its way up the channel. It was like it knew it's the Icon of Miami. But like I said in the intro, Icon of the Seas is potentially 2,300 survival craft seats or lifeboat seats short in the event of an emergency at full occupancy. Now, obviously, maritime laws would prohibit Royal Caribbean from operating such a vessel that doesn't have enough life-saving equipment for every single person on board. And that means that somehow these 2,300 unlucky individuals have to find a different ride off a sinking Icon of the Seas during some type of emergency. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Slides of Death on Icon of the Seas. That's right, this is the Viking Evacuation Dual Chute, otherwise known as MES, Marine Evacuation System. It's basically an inflatable mattress with a tube on it that might save your life in the case of an emergency. Now, this is not by any stretch of the imagination new hardware. This is something that has existed now for a while on cargo ships, oil rigs, and it's even on some other cruise ships. What seems very different, though, for Icon of the Seas is the sheer number of people that may have to be handled by one of these Viking Evacuation Dual Chute survival craft Slides of Death. Take a look at this video of crew members trying to use one of these. Watch them struggle like a fly caught in a spider's web, spiraling downwards into the unknown. These crew members twist, turn, and contort their bodies, hoping to find the bottom of the survival chute and the perceived safety of their inflatable dinghy lifeboat. And these individuals that you're seeing in this video, well, they had the benefit of being able to see where they were going because, well, they were using a netted version of the system. Now, take a look at what it's going to be like going through Royal Caribbean Icon's safety system. You can see that this is not a netted system, but a fully enclosed system. And there's only enough light to see in it because, well, the sun is up outside. Take a look at this. I can tell you from this video and personal experience as a glasses wearer, this would be an issue for me personally. I would have to choose between being legally blind while hopefully holding on to and protecting my glasses through my descent on this safety system, or potentially wearing my glasses and having them ripped off, breaking, falling, being smashed, and then being legally blind for the rest of the emergency. The moral of the story here is, well, it's hard to see, it's cramped, it's confined, and it's not exactly a user-friendly experience. Now, add in the fact that the video you just saw was shot in the daytime, so a little ambient light made its way in. Well, what happens if the emergency is at night? That means that there's a 50-50 chance that this will be a black hole of death to slide down in case of an emergency. Are you rethinking your $6,000 Icon of the Seas cruise yet? Y'all, I'm a tightwad. I'm just gonna say it here right now. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit hurt in my soul as to how much it costs to cruise on this ship. Personally, I expect to get a lot of value for as little money as I can possibly spend. And that's why I've made it my life's mission to share with you the ultimate cruise essentials on Amazon. The cruise products that actually work and are actually good, high quality products that you can own, use repeatedly, and actually afford. You don't have to mortgage your house for these. And if you want to see all of my favorites and some custom designed cruise t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, tanks, the like, well, check out the Midships Amazon store link in the description down below this video. Thank you for supporting my work. Remember, it's free to click. So here's the reality of the Viking evacuation dual chute. After poring over countless pieces of documentation, literature, and training videos, well, I've become something of a pseudo-expert. You know, the kind of expert that reads a couple things and then proclaims they are a master expert in the subject, you know, like the people on Twitter. And I can confidently say that I could not confidently operate one of these systems personally. So I hope to gosh, whoever does has trained, retrained, and then trained again last Tuesday and is scheduled to train again next Tuesday, because this thing looks really confusing and very daunting and unsafe to use if not operated correctly. So how likely are you to find yourself slipping down the birth canal of one of these chutes of death on Icon of the Seas? Well, the likelihood is almost none. It's pretty darn low. You are overwhelmingly likely to A, not sink or have to evacuate at all, and B, if you do have to evacuate, you're going to be funneled into one of the survival craft, the lifeboats. Those big yellow things that you see hanging down the side of the ship that are actually made of materials that are like strong, like fiberglass. They actually lower you down. They're capable of taking on people with disabilities, people with glasses, you know, all of the people that you would expect to see when you sandwich 10,000 people into a floating city. So really, who is this Viking survival system intended for? Well, it's not for you. It's not for me. It's for the crew members on Icon of the Seas. They're the ones going down the birth canal chutes in case of an emergency. It's going to be the Chris Wongs, the Ericas from America, the Jordan Boths. Is Jordan Both on Icon? But it's actually not impossible to think that paying passengers could eventually find themselves sliding down one of Icon of the Sea's birth canals, should the worst happen to this ship. Now, being the type of person who doesn't really like heights and all, well, this doesn't sound very fun to me personally, even if I can't see out from inside the birth canal chute. Not to mention all these individuals going through this, it's likely it's their very first time ever to do it. I don't know, y'all. I think we have finally run into the point where bigger does not mean things are getting better along the way. As a matter of fact, I think Royal Caribbean has pushed so far into the size that regular innovations have failed to keep up. And I, for one, am so ready for their supposedly new small class of ship coming out in the next 5 years or so. Y'all, I know you've got some fun things to say. Leave them in the comments section down below this video. Can you believe this is actually how you have to save yourself from the iceberg on Titanic 2.0, Icon of the Seas? I just really hope they made the doors a little bigger this time because, well, that guy Jack, he really got the short end of the stick. If you made it this far into today's episode, please, or you get subscribed to the channel, leave a thumbs up on the video if you don't want to use this escape slide system. Thanks so much for stopping by the channel today, and until tomorrow, we'll see ya on the Midships.